hold on. So you have House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell. Why make this movie at all? Devil's Rejects had like the perfect ending. This is my review for Three from Hell, which is well was the latest movie by Rob Zombie until his Monsters movie came out. Um, to me, The Devil's Rejects had the perfect ending. I did not talk about it in my review because if this movie did not come out, then that would have been one of my positives because that's like the perfect way to end your characters. And like I said, that ending is pretty much perfect. It's like the Bonnie and Clyde like ending where they get shot and they get shot to death. That's like the perfect way to put an end to these characters. But when this movie came out, that pretty much ruined that ending. You kind of ruined like how like the Fireflies are supposed to be dead, but when you go into this movie, you're probably also wondering like how'd they survive? They like got shot to death, but apparently they each survived 20 bullets. Unlikely, but I guess could happen, I guess, but I also doubt that that would ever work because, like, a bullet, well, not a bullet, but a body can only survive so many bullet holes. It can only lose so much blood. And so when you go into this, you're going to expect them to really survive 20 bullet holes. I mean, they're called the Devil's Rejects. Did the devil literally reject them? Like, did the devil like reject them and let them survive 20 bullets? I don't know, but there is some good things to talk about this movie, and let's go into my positives. Now, my positives is Captain Spaulding. Now, sadly, Sid Haig died like a week after this movie came out. Apparently, he had some health issues going on, and apparently, he had a bigger role in this movie. But he ended up in the hospital, had to get surgery, and he really couldn't do anything because he had to be more careful. And then Rob Zombie had to rewrite his entire script, and yeah, that's really sad to me. But what Captain Spaulding has in this movie is awesome. He's scary as always, and I really hope Sid Haig was proud of how this movie came out. Hopefully he got a chance to see it, and I really hope that he enjoyed for what the movie turned out to be, and I hope that he enjoyed making the movie, and I keep saying I hope, and I hope that he enjoyed what his character had in the movie, and I really hope that he was glad that this was his last performance. Hopefully, he's up there in heaven, saying that he was glad this was his last performance. And yeah, that's all I really have to say, and I'm bragging a lot about that. But yeah, Captain Spaulding in this movie, he is awesome for what he has, and it's a shame that Sid Haig died so soon at the age of 80. I believe he was 80 actually. He was 79 or 80, I can't remember. And Richard Brake. Now, apparently, Rob Zombie, there was a whole script about it. It was just Otis and Baby. Like, I think it was just called Two from Hell, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it was a different title, but Rob Zombie wanted to keep with the title Three from Hell. And I do like how Richard Blake is in this. If you're gonna ever take on the role of Captain Spaulding, like, get a different character than Captain Spaulding, Richard Brake, he's like the perfect person to go to. He was the easily the best part about 31, and if you're gonna do something like if you're gonna have him play a different character, replace a clown, he is the right person to go to, and he's easily my favorite part of this movie. And yeah, I hope if Rob does another movie, hopefully Richard Brake will come back to do this one, to do the sequel to Three from Hell. And the gore in this movie is awesome. Like, the practical effects is really good, but there is some CGI blood here and there that I noticed. But the practical effects that are in this movie and the gore, it is awesome. And Otis, I think this is his best of the franchise. He's really good in House of a Thousand Corpses. He's amazing in The Devil's Rejects, but in this, I think he is really good. And Baby is as well. I think she's pretty good in this, and I think this is Sheri Moon Zombie's best performance. She's not a great actress. She doesn't really give a great performance, but I do think this is her best performance, as well as Bill Moseley as Otis. But I think Otis is the best, is good in this. But I think Bill Moseley's best performance is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Now on to my negatives. This movie is pretty much The Devil's Rejects. You get a scene where they take a whole bunch of people hostage. They kill them all. They go on the road again. They hide in a hotel. They go to Mexico. They go to Mexico. They get jumped by these people who are trying to kill them and all that. It's just the same movie. Hell, even the poster of this movie is the same exact copy of The Devil's Rejects, but with Richard Blake on it instead of Sid Haig. And it kind of forgets that this is a whole different movie. It kind of feels like a remake of the original. It kind of feels like a remake of The Devil's Rejects, if you ask me. But it is one of the most enjoyable Rob Zombie movies in a while. And at the end of this movie, again, they're trying to get me to root for these Fireflies, but you're not going to get me to root for them. They're horrible characters. It kind of forgets that they're the villains of this movie again. And it happened in The Devil's Rejects, and they do it again here, and Rob needs to stop making us feel good for these characters. He needs to stop making us feel like they're the heroes of this story now, and they're not the villains. You're not going to make me feel good for them, Rob. But after all that, I do recommend that you at least stream this movie. This is not a movie that is as good as House of a Thousand Corpses or as good as The Devil's Rejects. But as a third chapter of this franchise, I think it's pretty fun. I think it's really enjoyable. I have a lot of fun with this movie. But it's not as good as the other two of this franchise, but I do enjoy it for what this movie is, but I do recommend that you at least stream it. But that is it for me, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe button and the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos. But until my next review or video, take care.